Is this thing on? Hello again. Is this thing on? Live on Twitch tonight. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. It's Bose 831 Gaming live on Saturday night. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday, and or at least whatever day of the week it is in your part of the world. Here in the US of A, it's on a Saturday night, and just wanted to welcome you to the stream. Once again, it's Bose 831 Gaming on playing Farming Simulator 22 live on Twitch, and we're just jumping right in. We're actually picking up pretty much exactly from where I left off on my last stream. There were some activities I intended to get into off stream, but I was not able to get those tasks accomplished before in between streams. So we're actually picking up right from where I left off. We had just placed the horse barn, and we were attempting to smooth out some of the area surrounding the horse barn and run into some issues there. And we also were attempting to address the issue I have with my mini BGA being filled to capacity with digestate. So I placed a liquid tank, a modded liquid tank that holds 5 million liters, and we're moving the digestate from the mini BGA to the liquid tank, and that's what we're in the process of doing now. Again, I had indicated that I was going to do most of this activity outside of the live stream, but I was not able to get that accomplished between streams, so we're going to have to do a little bit of that now, and then we'll do the rest of it at a later time. But I do need to move some of the digestate now, just so we can have some open space in our mini BGA for more digestate to be created. One other thing I was looking at, and I'm probably going to go ahead and do that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I will as well, but just to kind of have more use coming from my digestate, there is a mod, excuse me, a modded production chain that takes a slurry and digestate and turns it into fertilizer, and I'm also going to install that building. We're going to move some digestate into that production chain so that we can have turn that digestate into fertilizer as well. And in fact, we'll go ahead and do that here in just a second. In fact, let me move back over here to the mini BGA, and we're going to grab another load of digestate. And I have, in order to help accomplish this task and kind of move things along here, I've leased a modded liquid trailer. This liquid trailer has multiple capacities, including an Unreal capacity that allows it to hold about 50,000 liters, and that's what we have it set to now, so we can kind of move this process along a little more quickly of moving around this digestate that we have in the mini BGA. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and take a look at where we're at as far as this progress is going with this activity. And let's take a peek in our mini BGA. Let's see, where are we? We are, did I pass it already? Kind of clicking along too fast there. Alright, mini BGA is at the top. Alright. Yeah, so we're making pretty good progress, because it was filled all the way up to like 900,999, because the mini BGA max capacity for holding digestate is right at the edge of 1 million liters, but we've moved it down to where it's about 700,000 liters now. But because we have slurry in there, and we have manure and everything in there, we're also producing digestate as we go along as well. But I'm about to add to the silage. I'm about to add some more slurry and more manure. Well, the animals are creating manure all the time, so those numbers, this chain will continue to produce digestate, so those numbers will keep fluctuating up and down depending on what's going on with the animals. Well, actually fluctuating up because the animals are constantly producing manure, and plus we're also going to be bringing in loads of slurry and bringing in silages. Silage is created as well. All right, so we got a load of digestate here, another 50,000 liters, and we're going to move this over to the liquid tank. And as you can see, my Mack truck is struggling because it's really at the max load level for what that the engine in that Mack truck can pull, I believe. And also, I guess we can also kind of detach and take a look at that as well, because I want to make sure that my Mack truck is maxed out on as far as its horsepower so that it can pull this trailer. Because a loaded up 50,000 liter trailer is right on the edge of the power that this Mack can pull. Let's see. Let's go over here to the workshop real quick and take a look at that. Go to customize, and we want to take a look at the engine. So we're going to scroll down till we get to the engine setup, and we're at the 525 CMS. Alright, so we're already on the 525 spec. T9 525, well, what's the difference? 850. Yeah, we're already maxed out at 1,100 horsepower, so there's no engine option that we can pick that's gonna give it more horsepower. Alright, the next thing we wanted to do real quick, as I did indicate, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that mod I was talking about that turns the digestate into fertilizer. So let's go into our build menu. We want to go to production, factories, and we're looking there. We're already right there on it. The mod is called slurry and digestate dryer, and I'm going to move over to the area where my factories are at. Because I've already got we have the sugar mill here, we have the rock crusher that turns the rock into having a brain freeze moment there. Okay. And my brain just totally blanked out on me there. Apologize for that. Let's go to the shop real quick. Big bags. Alright, as I was, so when I go back over here to the buy menu, we want to go to production and slurry and digestate dryer. And let's scroll back over there again. And as I was saying earlier, I already have a rock crusher mod that's installed. The one that we have the modded rock crusher that takes rocks and turns those rocks into lime. And we're also going to just go ahead and place this modded slurry and digestate dryer production chain over in this area as well, so that we can take some our excess digestate that we produce and turn that into fertilizer, and we either use that fertilizer on the farm or we can sell it. And we'll probably end up doing both activities, but we'll just have to see how things play out as we move along. Alright, so let's do about right, because I want to have space for the vehicles to operate within. Alright, and we need to do a little landscaping so that it looks a little neater and cleaner, so we're going to go over to painting, and we're looking for asphalt texture, and we're going to paint in a little asphalt just to kind of give it that clean look. And you want to do that on both sides. Alright. And I think we're also just going to go ahead and drop some grass in there. Go to plants, grass, and paint some grass in here in this little area behind the building. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you do kind of want to make it look a little more clean. There we go. And also, let's just go ahead and touch all of this area up. And I think I spoke on this in my last live, but one of the issues that I do think was a little bit better, at least in 17 versus 19, is the landscaping tool. While FS22 definitely has more functions in the landscaping tool, there's also some drawbacks, and one of the drawbacks with the landscaping tool in 22, in my humble opinion, is it seems like at times you have less control over the shaping of ground textures, but I don't know if that may also be a console issue, because I play on console and not on PC, and PC players may be able to have more control over landscaping, at least the contour of the landscape with the landscaping tool, because you have these different controls: the raise and lower, level, soften, and slope. But on the console, it seems like the tool will not allow you to make or at least is less effective as far as what it can and can't edit, because these tools, even though you have them here, they're not unlimited. Like you definitely run into a lot of areas where even when you hit the level, it won't level, or you hit the soften, it won't soften, or it will have no effect on the land. And also when placing buildings, in 19 you had an option to raise and lower the building when you were in the menu and you went to place the building. There was an option to raise and lower the building, so you can kind of get that building in the right spot, especially if the ground or area you were placing the building was like elevated or low or whatever the case may be. In 22, you place the building and the game automatically raises or lowers the landscape, and you have less control over that. And I think that was handled a little more efficiently in 19. Alright, but anywho, we got that dryer placed, so we want to go back to our truck, and we want to grab another load of digestate. And this time, instead of going to the silo, we're going to go straight to the dryer and drop a load of digestate over on the dryer. And let's go back in the build menu, because there was one thing I forgot to take care of off camera. I did sell some product outside of the stream off camera, but I forgot to delete this sell everything silo, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Sell everything sell point, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. Because I was doing some off-camera sales or off live sales, and just to save trips back and forth between the sell points, I just dropped that in so I can sell some product. Alright, so we have our 50,000 liters, and we're going to go, this time we're going to, instead of going to the liquid silo, we're going to go to the slurry and digestate dryer production chain. And about this 50 means 1,000 liters of digestate off there. And this is another mod I've done a little bit of mod testing on different saves I have going, different playthroughs I have going, and so I have had some experience using this mod, and it does seem to work fairly well. And the rate of production which it produces is actually pretty quick. So we're soon going to have another problem where if I'm not using this fertilizer quickly enough, I have to either sell it off, because the sell point will start to fill up to capacity within a short amount of time as well. And as you can see, my semi-truck, even with this 1,100 horsepower engine, it's trying to pull 50,000 liters of digestate, and it's right on the edge of its max power level as far as what it can pull. You see, it's 1,100 horsepower, but it's still laboring. It's 50,000 liters of digestion probably weighs a lot. I would think so. And you can still see the tires spinning. In fact, it's almost about to spin out. Well, we made it. Finally. Alright, so let's see if we can get the truck position properly so that we can get the cell point to come up. Apparently this one wants you to be in the exact particular spot for it to come up on. Alright. My truck's alright, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, this is some whack stuff here. Alright. Apparently the truck doesn't have enough juice to back up to where I need to be. Alright, it's getting stuck in a little hole in the terrain. Brilliant. And this goes back to my point about the landscaping too. When you're placing buildings, you don't have full control of the terrain. So when you drop a building in there, you don't know what the terrain is going to do until you actually place the building. And in 19, you had a little more, control with that. And plus you had the grid, so you can kind of see what was happening with the ground a little bit better as well. 22 doesn't do that, and it's a struggle, especially for us console players. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? It's not taking the digest state. Not sure why. The trigger's not popping up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those things you run into when you're doing labs sometimes, and you're dealing with these different mods. I tested this one off camera, and I know that it works, but I have not done so with this particular trailer. So I don't know what's going on right now. Alright. So our trailer, popping up and then it goes away in like a split second. I see it and I don't watch. I don't understand what's happening there. Makes entirely no sense. trying to figure this mystery out. So this is going to be the second time on a lab where I had this weird issue on my trailer. And this time, this is with a modded cell point. And mind you, I did not experience this issue. Alright, now I really geeked it up. Alright, we're still not triggering. Alright. And yours truly is not the most patient person in the world. We're going to give this one more go. And if not, we're going to drop this and we're going to move on to something else. This is a no go. And it makes me very unhappy, but I'm not going to dwell on it tonight. We got other things we need to get done. And I'm not going to get derailed on the stream tonight because of mod issues. Yep. Alright. I honestly don't know what is going on now. This is perplexing, guys. Because I've done this before on another map. I've used both of these mods before with no problems. But tonight, while on live, we're having a problem. Alright, that's a wrap. So we won't be using this mod on this map on this stream tonight. In fact, we can just go ahead and wrap that up. Don't know what's going on. We're gonna sell it. That's a loss. 25,000. Oh well. We'll just store this digestate in the liquid tank and move on to something else. I'm sorry, that's very disappointing. These things happen sometimes. You know, stuff doesn't work the way you expect it to, even though you've done it and used it before, and it's supposed to work with mods. You never know. All right. So that being said, we're going to take this load over to the liquid silo and drop it off there. I don't know what's going on, what we just experienced. Hey, it's live. And sometimes that's farming simulator, especially when dealing with mods, and even more so on console, because on console I don't there's some I can't there's some things I cannot do because I can't pull up a menu or some mod that gives me developer controls or something like that. Alright, so I'm going over to the liquid silo. And hopefully the trigger will pop up now. There we go. And it's just kind of ironic that the issue I've had on both of my lives had to do with triggers popping up from liquid containers. So I guess that's my lot in live. Not my lot in life, but my lot in live with these live streams, apparently. Because I've used this trailer before, off screen with no problems. So I had, but now, when we just so happened, problem. And I've used both of these things together on another stream without having that same little problem. So I don't know what it is right now. All right. Well, let me go back in this menu. I'm starting to get off track here. And that's really perplexing though. All right. So taking a look at my my mini BGA. Digest state's down enough where the BGA won't be backing up anytime soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to something else. So we're gonna drop this lease tanker back off to the shop and take my Mack truck back. Take my Mack truck back to the shed. And yeah, that little situation right there, and that was twice in the last few streams. I've had something like that happen, and it's just really getting my goat a little bit. Not getting under my skin just a little bit, but I don't know what that deal is. I don't understand why certain things are not working that should be working. But next up, let's go check on my horse barn, because I want to make sure I was finished over there. I think we had finished doing all the riding of the horses and all of their daily activities, but let me just double check real quick. Where is horses? Actually, I could have did that from the animal menu. And I'm sorry guys, but that whole situation is really throwing me off my game a little bit here. All right, the horses' daily riding is good. They're fed. So yeah. So let's hop on over to the main farm. Is there anything else we need to do today? Are we ready to move on to the next day? Alright, let's take our TLX dump truck over to the main farm. And I think from here we can move on to the next day. I do want to take one more look at our production change, because as we were driving by the warehouse there, while I was dealing with that other situation, I saw we had a lot of product at the warehouse just kind of stacking up over there. So I just wanted to look and make sure we don't. Okay. Canola oil. This material's missing. Why are we materials missing on canola oil? What's the deal with canola? Alright. So, canola. Oh, That's why. Those need to be set to distributing. And that'll move it to the warehouse. Alright. Those are set to distributing. Distributing. Because one of the things, I don't think we talked about this in my last live, that the last game update 1.4, the Giants instituted a pallet limit on PC and console due to some problems the games were having with online player or whatever. But console gamers now have a 50 pallet limit on console, and I think PC players have either 100 or 200 pallets. I'm not sure, but since I'm playing on console, the focus is on the console version of the game, and there's a 50 pallet limit. That means at any point in time in the game will only display or allow for 50 pallets to exist in the game at one time. Due to that issue, what I'm doing here is I'm using mods that allow pallets to be stored or in production buildings, or at least in production warehouses, so that I don't have that many pallets displayed on the game at one time. And that way I can kind of get around the 50 pallet limit. And then once the warehouse is filled to capacity, I can come in with a trailer and grab those pallets and still not run into that pallet limit. Alright, so we have those canola, sunflower, and they're going to be read now until the game produces enough pallets to feed it, so to speak. And let me make sure. Let's go hop over there. Wrong button. Let's hop over to our canola oil plant production chain real quick to see what we got going on there. Oil mill. Yeah, we got something there we need to take care of. We have pallets there that we can kind of take care of and kind of disappear, so to speak, and move those over to the warehouse as well. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick up these canola oil pallets and move them over to the distribution warehouse. So we're taking the TLX. We already have a trailer here. It already has a certain amount of canola oil in it. And start. Okay. This is all the load trailer, so once I get it close enough, it'll start picking up the oil. Boom. And I close the doors, and we're done. And since I have the production set to distributing now, it should distribute any more pallets that are created directly to the warehouse. But because these were already generated, when I changed that setting, we had to go pick them up manually, and if we're going to put those in the distribution warehouse, we have to do so manually. And I just passed my road over here. I may want to go ahead and put another road on the other side. shall see. It's alright for now though. Alright, so let's go. Open. And unload. I also, excuse me, have the liftable pallets mod installed, so we're gonna go ahead and move these bad guys into the warehouse. Oops, did you just... Yes, you did. Right back into the trailer. Oops. Yep. Unload. One of the things you have to be careful about with these auto loads is that you're not picking stuff right back up. Alright. The rate at which this warehouse puts stuff in is kind of slow, but whoa. And once you see the weird game physics kicking in right there, there was this invisible spot where I went flying like Superman for no apparent reason while carrying an object. Alright, so we're manually moving these sunflower oil pallets into the warehouse until I need them. There we go again, Superman. For no reason. Weird, weird, weird. Okay. And so we got wool coming here? I didn't even realize that. We're gonna have to start doing something with that wool too. So we're gonna have to get the clothing production chain going. So that's something we're gonna have to work on getting into as well here. So we can, because we can sell the wool, but if we wait to selling the wool for the best prices, we have to wait until that season rolls around where you have the best prices. And I could actually be turning all of that wool into textile production or clothing and fabric production, and then turning that fabric into clothing. Oh gosh, yeah. So just shuffle these few more pallets. And I don't know why we keep flopping in the air like that, but trying to move this along as quickly as I can. There we go. That is just insane. And literally I'm just walking with the pallet and up in there we go. For no reason. Weird, weird, weird. Yep, and it happens way more often than it should. But nobody has really said much about it. Okay, get up. And just put everything in the warehouse. And if something gets full in the warehouse, we try to wait until the proper time in the seasons so we can sell the product for the best price. But once I put it in the warehouse, if something gets full, at that point, once I put it in the warehouse, if it's maxed out before we reach that point in the season where I can get the best price, I'm going to sell it as is, or whatever the price is in the market at that time. So let me go. We got those all in there. So let's go back and look at the production chains in that warehouse and make sure we have everything set up in there right and what is the progress on each. In fact, we can even have eggs come here if we want to, so they can even go right from the chicken right to the warehouse and just have them set to distributing, and then I don't have to do eggs anymore and just go right into, because right now eggs, yeah, we'll go ahead and turn that on, and I'll just bring my eggs here, and it's gonna say nope, we don't have no stinking eggs, but yes we will, because we're gonna move those to distributing. Once I found them, I can find them here on this menu. Here we go, storing, selling, distributing. And all my eggs are just going to go towards the cake. And we'll go ahead and move those. Wool is storing. Cake is storing. We don't have flour production going. Bread is storing. Cake is storing. Butter is, well, we need to set butter to distributing, right? Because butter is an ingredient in our cakes, right? I think butter is, yeah. So we'll set butter to distributing. Hey, wait. It gets a little confusing, but we'll figure it out. You want butter coming from here to distributing, which we have from the dairy. In the warehouse, we want butter to be active, and we want butter to be distributing. And when you set it from distributing there, it should feed it right to the bakery production. Yeah. All right. Because anything here that's in this menu that's a material for another production chain needs to be set to distributing. All right. And so all of our active production chains here should be either storing or distributing. Sunflower oil and canola oil, those are in production chain products, so they should be storing, at least in the outgoing products. Distributing, storing. That's end product is bread, cake, those should be storing. What is distributing? Cheese is storing. I could also have it set to auto sell, and that way I don't even have to even go through the gyrations of moving the pallets around, and I may eventually move to that because in light of this whole pallet limit situation, and I know it takes away some of the stuff that I should and could be doing in the game, but the pallet limit changes a lot of things. But we'll address that as we go along, but for right now, we're fine with storing. All right, this is an end production chain product, storing. Sugar is distributing because that's part of a recipe. Honey, even though we don't have it turned on. In fact, we're gonna go through everything right now and just go ahead and kind of set those for on the outgoing menu to where it needs to be. Wool is storing for now because until I get a textiles factory going, this is the endpoint for wool. Although I could sell it to selling, I'm going to do that manually for right now. But we'll store it in here until it maxes out, and then we'll come unload the wool when we need to. All right, flour, distributing, bread and cake are in production chains. Those are storing. Butter is a part of a recipe. Distributing, storing cheese. Fabric would be distributing. Clothes would be storing. Sugar is distributing. Honey is distributing. Cereal will be storing because that's in production chain. Raisins would be distributing. Grape juices in production chain. Lettuce is storing. Tomatoes is storing. Strawberries, I'm using that in the production chain, so that's distributing. Even though, and you see the red bar, that means it's just about max to capacity, so that one's bottlenecked. Which is really as a tell that we could probably use another bakery in town, because we're not using up the strawberries at a fast enough rate to keep up with the production. But that also has to do with me having modded greenhouses on the map as well that produce more strawberries and lettuce and tomatoes at a faster rate than the standard greenhouses. All right, so I think we're in good shape here. Strawberries is turned on. Let's make sure. Strawberries, yeah. Alright, so next up we want to grab our TLX and a trailer, and we're going to park this trailer right now. Because we got some more, we got some more shuffling to do here. We got some wool to shuffle. First, let's deal with this other product that we have. Attach. And we're going to put everything in the warehouse. So we don't have any pallets on screen other than what's at the warehouse. Alright, eggs up first. First thing we're going to do is go to the bakery, unload some eggs, make sure the bakery is filled up to capacity with eggs. We're going to bring the remaining eggs back to the warehouse. And that way we don't have to do this whole trailer shuffle thing either. But let's top off the eggs. Whoops. That went through the wall. Whoa. Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with that. Alright, so let's take a look at the bakery, because tonight has been a night for some crazy and interesting things. As normally, if a trailer can't unload, or it doesn't have space to unload, the game menu will tell you that, and it won't just pop stuff that you unload in these awkward spots. But that didn't just happen. Alright, cake. Eggs, 5,697. Alright, is there a way that we can get this guy out of here? It's morphing into the wall. Literally. Alright, and we're doing that little Superman bit. Alright. I can't even move while carrying an object without going straight up in the air. It's just all kind of weird physics stuff going on there. That pallet of eggs is kind of half and half in between here and the ground. Man. Alright, let's see what happens when we back the auto load up, if it'll do its whole auto load thing and grab those eggs. They're saying no spare capacity for eggs, huh? And to whom are we referring? Including the ones that's kind of like totally randomly stuck in the wall over there. Doesn't seem like it wants to grab that one. Okay, that's just wild. That says no more spare capacity for eggs. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I have a pallet of eggs that I can't lift that's stuck in a wall. This is something I don't know what to do with right now. Alright. So are you an egg pallet or you're part of the wall? Dude. Alright. It only gets better. It only gets better. This has been my night for the crazy. This really has been my night for the crazy. I am tapped out on crazy right now. We got you, bro. You get it. No capacity for the eggs. I think we got that message. Yeah, I think we got that message. This is hellacious, man. I'm speechless right now. We got a pallet of eggs stuck in the damn wall. I can't, apparently, all of them. I can't pick up and move out of the wall. I'll be doggone right now. I'm speechless, guys. I am speechless. I am speechless. Alright. Let's try something. I mean, what the hell? We winning all over the place tonight. Alright. This stream is off the rails, buddy. Alright. If you unload the thing completely, can you still say there's no capacity? I'm sure you can. But we'll give it a go anyways. This is my night for the crazy. All right. Now we got 97 of them. Understand what's happening. I really don't. What I'm probably gonna do is just restart this whole stream tonight because this has been a disaster on so many levels. I mean, nothing is working the way it's supposed to right now, and I'm experiencing bugs like this is a bug. I'm not on PC, so there's nothing I can do with this. Nothing. At least I was on PC, I could probably get into some kind of console command and delete that object. Alright. So here's what we're about to do. We're just gonna jump out this and start over. Because I can't I can't deal. Can't deal with that. Alright. So hold on one moment. Stand by. We're redoing this whole show tonight, man. This right here is not good. And alright, so we're gonna jump out and come back in and starting over. And I apologize, true believers, but this has just been one of them nights. I mean, sometimes you have those nights where nothing seems to work. Alright, so we're coming back in. Reboot. welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Live on Saturday night. It's Bose 831 Gaming. We're live in Farming Simulator 22 on ELM Creek Farm. This is our second go at this. I'm not gonna lie, tonight has been an adventure already. We run into a few bugs between mods and, well, really all mod related bugs within the game. We had a egg pallet that got stuck in the wall, and we had a digestate mod that didn't want to take digestate from the trailer. So all that being said, here we go. We're gonna do it all over again. All right. First up, I was feeding the horses off camera. Never did finish getting that done, so we still had some leftover hay. Horses are taken care of, but I got some leftover hay that I don't have anywhere to get rid of per se, unless maybe if I drop it off in my cow or my pig barn. Let's see if I got room in there for either the cow or the pigs to deal with it. So let's go handle that. And if it seems like deja vu, somewhat of what we're about to get into at this point is, and my apologies for that. It's been one of those shows, and all right, so here we go again. Let's see if we can get rid of some of this hay in here. Still won't get enough. Still not enough of it. All right. So I'm not going to be driving all over the place in light of current events. We're going to go ahead and do something that we typically do off camera. We're going to drop a selling point here. So we're looking for the sell everything sell point. We're going to drop that bad boy in right about here, just to try to keep things moving on at a regular pace so that we can get on to doing some other stuff. Like we had talked about earlier, I was gonna shuffle around some digestate off camera, but I never did get around to doing that. But we will do that off camera tonight, for sure. Especially in light of what I ran into earlier. Alright, so we got rid of that hay. Horses are fed. We're gonna take the TLX back to the barn. That little warehouse distribution situation, we're not going to deal with that right now either. That's all stuff I'm going to do off camera, because we're just having a time with some of this stuff tonight, and I just want to move on to something else that actually works. Actually, though, we still want to move these eggs over to the bakery, like we were doing earlier. Just to make sure when we drop the SOBs off, we do it in a row so we don't have eggs jumping in walls and getting stuck in walls and all that wonderful stuff that you saw earlier. What's supposed to happen in normal circumstances is when you have a trailer and it's loaded with a product, and you try to unload, the walls are supposed to prevent you from being able to unload if there's no area for the pallets to appear. But that didn't happen earlier. So that's a bug. Totally unexpected because I've dumped trailers with eggs over here before, but never ran into that situation. Alright, so we just have to do it from the road. Because even if we were playing like a ultra realism play, you still would have to bring your trailer over here, unload your egg pallets. But I guess you still wouldn't have ran into that though, because you would have been unloading the trailer using a forklift. So that's I guess we have to chalk that both of the, well, at least one of these bugs up to an issue with the auto load trailers. And I guess you could say, really, when you think about it, a lot of the issues that have been happening with Farming Simulator 22 have been related to auto load because even the issue with bales appearing in the shop was due to bales with auto load trailers, which is interesting when you think about it. But that also kind of points a finger a little bit at Giants and their mod testing process. I don't know what that is, but it just seems like a lot of stuff gets through testing and gets approved to be published to the mod hub that still has or creates issues with the game. And in some cases, game potentially or actually game-breaking issues. Alright. And I guess you got to kind of look at it from their perspective too, because in my day job I actually do testing, so I get that, especially in some of these short time frames when you have a lot of product coming through testing, you're not going to be able to test for each and every scenario. You're only going to be able to test for a few things, and then you got to keep everything moving. But it still seems like a lot of stuff gets through on the Giants side that probably shouldn't. Alright. So we're still gonna go ahead and do the warehouse thing like I was attempting to do earlier. And just make sure we have all the production chain stuff set up right. And that means okay, this is the Superman bits gets old. Alright. So we're gonna just drop these over here. And guys, I know it doesn't sound like it this at certain points and times these last couple of weeks, but this is still my game, and even though I may not be having fun all the time, I am having fun. And I guess because part of the beauty of the game though is in its challenges and trying to solve problems. But although again, on console there are some problems that you're not going to be able to solve because you just don't have access to certain tools. And as a Star Wars fans would say, using kind of paraphrasing the line from Emperor Palpatine, a Jedi has certain abilities, and as a console Jedi, there's certain abilities that I don't have that a PC Jedi has. So when I run into certain problems on console, those problems are irreconcilable or unable to be solved because I can't. There's no console or a different mode I can jump to fix or get around or work around that particular problem that I'm having in game. So at that point, I have to jump out of the game and don't save that particular playthrough. And that's the only solution for console players a lot of times. On a PC, you can go into some console mode, or there's certain mods that allow you to do different things that you can't do in standard game functionality. As a console player, we don't have that option. So I know for a PC guy that might be strolling through and watching this, be like, well, why don't you just play on PC? I can, but most of my gaming I do on console. My PC I use almost exclusively for work, and I just am more comfortable gaming on console. It's just the way I prefer to game. Everybody has their preferences, and mine is to game for the most part on console and use my PC for work. At some point that might change, but right now it's just how I do. And I enjoy gaming on console more than on PC overall, although I do miss some of the control, if you will, that you have on PC that you don't have on console. And I see a lot of guys posting online on the forums about, you know, why can't console players do this? Why can't console players do that? You know, yeah, and how console players should have everything PC players have, and that's just never going to happen because a console, and the flaw is in its design. A console is not a PC and never will be a PC. So there are things that PC players will always have an advantage over that console players want. One of the advantages of a console platform is that it's kind of like a frozen platform. You know it's a set, a standard set of specs, you know, for a system, and that's both its advantage and its disadvantage. PCs can be any spec. PCs can be any standard. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop this trailer off. I do find it interesting, though, that the funny thing about consoles is the console's greatest advantage is also its greatest disadvantage versus PC. But all that being said, I'm still a good gamer on console. But thanks for asking. Alright, moving on to the next topic. This has been one wild and crazy night tonight. If you're still tuned in, I hope you're having fun. I hope you have been amused with my misery tonight. The misery index at points has been on the scale of 10. But we're still getting through it. Alright. So we're dropping these eggs off to the warehouse because we still wanted to go ahead and do that. I want to get everything set up so, good gosh, that's just that everything is coming through, being just distributed through the warehouse. In case you're wondering, I didn't do that. I was just moving with it's that whole little Superman bug that I'm talking about, where when you're walking around and carrying an object, sometimes the game just randomly sends you up into the air flying. And if you drop the object that you're carrying, you drop back down and you drop the object. Although after it goes a little further up in the air and then it comes back down itself. But it's just really wild, and that's a little bug in the game too. Alright. So we put all the eggs in the warehouse. I still do want to come back around and make sure we have everything set up the proper way in the warehouse. But one more thing I want to do, since we are doing this whole wool deal over here, let me go ahead and just grab all of this wool. It's kind of sitting out in the pallets. pallets, doesn't it? It's not picking up anything. Let's see. Open. Close. Open. Okay, doesn't seem to like wool. Alright, let's take a look at it. I thought that was dead wool. Let's see. One. Okay, where are those? Trailers. I thought the box said dead wool. I guess not. I don't see one. Okay. I thought this guy's did. The box said does not. Interesting. That the Rockman does. I believe it does. Let's. Yes. It's been one of those evenings with the mods. Alright, so we're gonna grab some wool here. All the wool pallets are kind of sitting out. And take them over to the warehouse as well. And basically all I'm doing here is trying to, since we know on console we have this whole 50 pallet limit thing going on. There's a workaround to that. We're using this little distribution warehouse mod. We're gonna just put everything into it. And the only pallets that are gonna be displayed on my game board are gonna be right here at these at this distribution warehouse. If necessary, I'll drop another one in. But for the most part, we're going to try to operate everything from this one distribution point. And that's the game plan going forward. Alright team, are we in agreement on that? I think we are. If we are, nod your head. If you're in distress, blink your eyes. Alright. Now give me one blink or two blinks. Alright, so other than that, we just need to get into the control and get everything set up right. Turn the eggs on. Eggs is well, let's just do it this way. Eggs, that's part of a production chain, so we want that distributing. Wool is storing, flour is distributing, bread cake would be storing, butter is distributing, cheese is storing, fabric is, that would be distributing if we had a fabric production going. Clothes would be storing, sugar would be distributing, honey would be distributing, cereals end products storing, sunflower, all those are end products, so those are storing. We still got to go do that bit with the sunflower and canola oil. Raisins is distributing, red juice is storing, lettuce and tomatoes they can be selling because those are end products. Strawberries distributing, chocolate storing, those are storing. And we want to turn these on because these are all active productions that I have. I don't have fabric, don't have clothes, do have sugar. I have sunflower and canola. Don't have any grapes yet. We can actively do lettuce, tomatoes, and strawberries. All I'm only producing doing strawberries right now. In fact, Let's do it this way. Okay, that's strawberries, sugar, tomatoes, distributing. Lettuce should be. Alright, in fact, all of these should be distributing, correct? Yeah. Alright. Alright, so that's tomatoes. Yeah, because they're going to the warehouse now. Everybody's going to the warehouse. Alright, so we set every one of you to distributing. And we're going to manage everything from the warehouse from this point going forward. Alright, that's distributing. Alright. Alright, and just make sure everything is turned on. It needs to be turned on. So coming back here, tomatoes, lettuce, tomatoes, and lettuce and tomatoes should be selling from here, which they are. And we should be good to go. Alright, so next thing we want to do is grab old Mr. TLX again. Bring the Broccoli trailer back over to the farm. And run back over to the oil production chain. And put that oil that we have out that's already been produced into the warehouse, and we'll be done there. And then we can get back into doing some actual farm work instead of this whole distribution or logistics management stuff we got going on right now. Because I know this is the name of the game is Farming Simulator, but some of the updates with 22, we kind of turned it into farming and logistics simulator. Even though the game doesn't have an extensive amount of trucks and trucking into it, to get into that as part of farming. One of the things about Farming Simulator, at least from my perspective, is it seems to like dabble in a lot of different things, but it's not like the best at any of those particular things, but it dabbles in a lot of things, so it's kind of more like a farming experience simulator than an actual simulator of farming. It's as realistic as it can be given certain game limitations and parameters. Okay, why did another pallet pop in? What did I miss? Alright. Excellent. From here. Because I shouldn't have more pallets popping in. What did I? selling, distributing. And my bad, I totally missed that. And while we're at it, let's take a look at any other production chains that I might have missed. Everybody should be funneling their product to the warehouse. Well, except for the BGA, of course, which is already about to max back out in digest state. But we're going to deal with that more so off stream. And this time I'm actually going to take care of it off stream. And apologies that I didn't get into that as much as I should have off screen between streams. And say that 50 million times real fast and watch what happens. That's a serious tongue twister. Alright. Close it. Alright, so we're taking this oil to the warehouse and gonna have it hang out there until it's time to sell. As with all the production chain product, the end product, I'm always kind of waiting till the best prices in the marketplace before I sell them, so I can max out my profit. I could set them all auto sale and kind of just have this logistics warehouse kind of do all of that, but I won't get the best prices if I do that. I will make money consistently, and I don't have to micromanage it if I do it that way. And one of the cool things about the game is it gives you the option to play it the way you want to. You can have all this stuff set to automatically distribute and sell without having to do the whole pallet management bit that we got going here. And if I wasn't doing the auto load and the liftable pallets thing here, then I would be moving all this stuff with forklifts. In the interest of this stream and time and just keeping it interesting and keeping it moving, we want to do them all by hand. And like I could do this whole palletized bed too. Actually, yeah. Woo. See, the cool thing about them being lightweight is I could kind of just throw them like that. Alright, so here we go. We're playing pallet football. Alright. Yeah, I know my ultra realism guys are probably cringing right now. And I apologize if the sight that you're beholding is too much for you. Okay. Let's keep it going, let's keep it going, let's keep it going. Alright, that's everybody. Okay, why aren't you dead? Okay. Like he didn't want to cooperate. And I don't know what the max capacity is for each of these things. I guess it varies depending on the product, but we'll have to play that by ear. But the end result is if anything in here maxes out, then all I'm going to do to kind of alleviate that pressure is just set it to switch it from storing to selling, and we'll just sell it off as it comes through. some egg pallets over here I need to deal with too. Yep. But I don't need this many trailers anymore because that whole game dynamic has changed. So we can. Okay, why does one box at trailer? Huh. Not quite. Man, 1 month. Oh, that's like, why is the price on one so much more than the other one? Still got some eggs over here we need to move around. So we're gonna go ahead and grab those. And I promise you guys, at some point we're gonna get back to actual farming before the night is over with. I know we're coming up on the latter half of our second hour. And believe me, it's been fun and challenging tonight. And that's why we do what we do here in Farming Simulator 22 on Twitch with Bose831 Gaming. Alright, so we're dropping those eggs off. And let me take a look at the bakery real quick, because did we ever get that whole thing squared away? Alright, production chains. Alright, and we're going to the bakery. Alright, we got eggs, we got flour, we got butter, we got everything we need to make cake. And everything's in the green. We got everything we need to make bread, and so on and so forth. And we sold our extra TLX trailer because we know we didn't need that many trailers hanging around right now. And really, 2 might be overkill at this point, but we'll keep them. And if you notice, that's why I kept the older trailer versus the younger trailer, because I'm not going to be using it that much anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. And the box, it has a larger capacity than the Brockman, so we just keep one of each style. And I grab whichever one I need based on my shipping needs or logistics needs at that point in time. Alright. And so that concludes that little scenario. I think we're all done today, finally. It's been a wild and crazy day, boys and girls. But it may be time for us to take a little nap and move on to the next day. Alright, so let's hop on over to the farmhouse. let's go ahead and move on to the next day. Let's go ahead and move on to the next day. All right, and this is day 2 in May. It's another beautiful day on the farm. Let's go, let's go. Let's see, first on the agenda, animals. Let's start with our cows and pigs. First up, it's straw time. It looks like, yeah, I forgot to do some cleanup from some of the yesterday's activities. We'll take care of that in just a second. We got to remove the everything sell point. We'll go ahead and sell that now. I forgot to turn the lease digestate trailer back in. We'll deal with that shortly. Yeah, let's have a straw. Pigs. Pigs have their straw. And now that we have horses, we don't have to, since we only have 4, we don't have to provide them with straw every day, so they don't look like they need any right now. So we can kind of ignore that for the moment. Alright, next up we're going to grab the pig food. And drop some of that out. And the pigs took all but 15%. So we'll go ahead and buy some more pig food. And overall, as you can see, the farm's kind of at a point now where it's starting to make a little money. We're in the, see, our balance right now is right at $932,000. So we're doing all right. We're not too far off having $1 million balance. So we'll soon be able to. We're kind of already there. We can kind of need to start thinking about where we want to expand our operations. Probably grab a few more fields and get a few more crops growing so that we have something going on in the field all year round, depending on what crops we choose. so that we almost always have something to do. And we'll definitely take a look at that. I don't think it's just going to go in this stream. Maybe in the next. Alright, next up, TMR. And the controls on this self-propelled mixer are kind of loose. So you can turn on a dime. All right. The cows are fed. Cows and the pigs are happy. And again, the struggle is real with my driving, but we'll get it in there. Next up, greenhouses. Take a peek at them, but if it's not that much going on, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing. They're always in need of water, so we can definitely top off the water, but as far as like seeds and manure, I'm not going to run that every day. I'll definitely run water every day, but we don't even have to do that. Drop off the dumper and go grab the water. Alright. Grab our water. Double checking the greenhouses to make sure the water is kind of topped off. Good. we can look at our field work and see what we need to do on the field. We're still on day 2 in May, so conditions on the field shouldn't change because we're still in the same month. Just make sure that there's not anything that we missed. Canola is good. Grass is growing and it's good. It's fertilized. Not too crazy about that. Well, I guess yeah, that's expected yields 123. The potential out 125, that's great. Expected yield on the corn, 115 out of 125. Can't argue with that. That means we did everything. We're doing everything right. And let's go over and check on our other fields. I know we're doing this a slow and laborious way, but it is what it is. Look at that sugar cane. That's beautiful stuff there. pH value is bad. Don't like that. Expected yield is 116 out of 125. 117 out of 125. pH bad, so definitely. And somehow, stupidly, I ran over the crop at some point here. I don't know what happened there. Crop. I am playing with crop destruction turned on, and grapes are not part of the precision farming, so you won't get any feedback there as far as precision farming is concerned. The pH and nitrogen out here is good. Field needs rolling, but there's no rolling on a grape field. So let's look at our other menu and see if it tells us anything about the grapes as far as like needing fertilizer or anything else, because I don't even know if there's anything growth. Let's see, grapes. Where's my grape field at? Alright, lost the farm, grapes. Okay, here we go. They're growing. What about anything about fertilization? This one that needs rolling. Alright, which menu shows precision farming changes all that? Yipes. Ah. So how do I get info on what's going on with the grapes? Because I don't think I've been through them with the sprayer yet. So I do need to have liquid fertilizer. There's a mod that turns liquid digestate into liquid fertilizer, and I may need to get into that because I'm going to need both solid fertilizer for precision farming and liquid fertilizer for the grapes. Something to think about. Let's go ahead and deal with that right now. I don't think I sprayed the grape field. I don't think there's kind of a running precision farming. If there's anything that tells me about whether or not the grapes need fertilizer, it's the precision farming once it's installed kind of changes all of that. Since the grapes are not part of precision. I don't know if I even have any information now on what the status is as far as my grape fields and whatever what it needs my grapes, vineyards. I'm sure that's whatever the issues are there. It'll be the same issue as far as olives are concerned as well. In the interest of time, I'm going to go over to our buyer, anything silo. We're driving all the way to the shop. We're going to get some liquid fertilizer and get to spraying on our grapes. I think we still only need to spray one time. We went through. Well, I could be wrong, because again, I haven't done a whole lot of grapes and olives. Especially, no idea as to what impact precision farming has on grape and olive farming. Alright. Let's just go ahead and turn on this one. Let's go. And just one of those things, we're still learning, and this is still a work in progress. And when it comes to grapes especially, this is really my first official run doing grapes. I've done some stuff off camera. Basically just testing it out. Okay. At least now that we're coming through here with the sprayer, it looks like the grapes are showing that they're fertilized, so I don't even need to do anymore because it's all in the dark blue. So it looks like we're good to go there. So I didn't want to take that any further. I wasn't sure whether or not we had done that already, but it looks like that need is met as well. So with all that being said and done, we're just going to go back to the and keep it on to the next phase. I forgot to check check on the horses. And we still have to do give our horses a little exercise to keep them happy. I think that'll be all we need to do today. And it also looks like this is about where we're going to end our show tonight. Once again, it's been another wild and crazy night with me and having issues with mods. Oh, good God. Having issues with mods is sometimes half the fun. Just the only thing is as I've spoken to you earlier, as a console player, when mods kind of mess with your game, you don't have those options that a guy on PC might have. So that's why console player, I strongly advise saving often, just in case, especially when playing with mods, because you just never know when this random thing might come up and kind of wreck your game. So you still just have that to go back to. Just thinking out loud, one other thing that Giants might want to consider in the future is having multiple saves on the same map. Multiple save, yeah, multiple save. Yeah, I hope I'm saying that right. Multiple saves for the same playthrough, using that same map, but being able to have multiple saves, or abilities to save scum, I think is what the term is called for some of those ultra realism gamers out there that play strategy games. Alright, we're coming up in the last 2 minutes of the stream. So we're going to go ahead and probably end it here. And I want to say it's been a crazy one tonight. We didn't get a whole lot done per se, although we did get our distribution warehouse set up. So we got that. We got our we basically spent most of tonight getting our distribution. Sheesh, having trouble with that word and with my words in general today. We're getting my whole distribution situation straightened out there. And so with that on track, I'm gonna go ahead and deal with the horses. I see we also need to feed the chickens. That's gonna wrap things up tonight. Get up on the last minute of the stream. Let's go feed the chickens. And we're gonna end with riding the horses, it looks like. And we're gonna call it a night. And coming up on the next stream, we'll continue to go forward with the series and see where everything goes from there. It's been a hoot tonight. Thank you for tuning in. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? We definitely had a lot of fun tonight with these bugs. As always, continue the game on. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Thanks for watching. See you next stream. Those that are watching me on YouTube, like and subscribe. Same thing on Twitch. Don't forget to like on my channel, like on my content. Keep tuning in. I'm learning as I go, and I'll get better each and every stream. That's what we do. Everybody has their own kind of style, and I hope you'll start to enjoy my style. That's what it is. Everybody does their own little thing. And with me, you're going to get a little American country grammar, because I am a country dude with a little city in me as well. And this is American Style Farming Simulator 22, ELM Creek on Twitch. Jose 831 Gaming signing off. Love you. Thanks. Have a good night.